All right, guys, and welcome to this video. We are here doing a Q&A to celebrate Team Deckplanet's 10K users. Congratulations, guys. Let's round of applause. Thank you for everyone that has joined the site. So, yeah, we're all going to introduce ourselves. I'm Josh. I'm kind of hosting. I'm like the new guy, so I don't really have anything to contribute. So I thought I may as well ask the questions anyway. But yeah, so Tristan, why don't you tell everyone what you do within the Team Planet universe?
Thank you. Yes, my name's Tristan. Everybody knows me as TDP Evane, but I am the creator of the Deckplanet, the founder, and nowadays I do most of the development work, coming up with new features, and just bossing people around if I feel the need.
The Overlord.
Yes. But no, I'm more active on the technical aspects of whole Team Deckplanet at this point.
Oh yeah, doing a fine job as well. Ray?
Thank you.
Why don't you introduce yourself?
Yes, I'm Ray. I'm the co-founder of Team Deckplanet and also the community admin. So I'm doing all the community stuff, responding to people's messages on Facebook if they're suspended from their accounts. Also talking to sponsorships, partnerships with businesses and other content creators. So.
Yeah, so he's pretty much like a liaison officer of sorts for us, you know, trying to get us up the ladder in the world.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
Tom, Captain Tom.
Captain Tom, yes.
Tell us what you do, my friend.
I'm Tom. You might know me as Irritorum, I guess. I am team captain, I guess, for the professional player of sorts that we're trying to build up. I'm also assistant to the dev. I sometimes help out with the odd bug fixes here and there. And you've probably seen me also on the YouTube.
Oh yeah. And Johnny, tell us what you do, my friend.
Yeah, I'm known as Turn to Stone on the Discord and on a lot of other social media platforms. I'm the social media guy, so most of the posts that you see, the tweets and sort of when something happens, Trist sends me a really long script of exactly what to type, and I type it out perfectly and I post it.
There you go.
On pain of death. I'm also helping out with the Facebook stuff as well, so particularly when people need password resets, I'm the guy who does it. And then I'm like the main video editor as well, so I'll be editing this video. And yeah.
Yeah, as well as you recently did a video on our new YouTube, guys, which you probably know about because you're probably watching it on here. But there you go. But yeah, so we'll get into the questions then. We have quite a few. Thank you everyone for your contributions. We'll try and get through them swiftly. So we'll start with Discord. And yeah, we'll start with a nice easy one. We'll go with Tristan and we can work through. How did you all meet? What's the chain?
Well, how did we all meet? Well, Ray is my best buddy, so I've known him for like, what is it now, 17 years. In personal, we are both from the same town, basically. When we launched the whole Deckplanet thing, we set up the Discord community, and kinda that's how Tom joined. Tom, you were one of the first members, right, of the actual playing team. And shortly after that, we had a couple of more, including Johnny, and now you, Josh. So,
yeah. I actually met Johnny and Tom at. I met you guys when I initially started playing the game. I actually came into the Deckplanet place first to find games, and you guys were like, you might be able to get some more games elsewhere, but still hang around, kind of thing. And then I ended up playing against Tom at Fest, and just said, "Hey, let me join the team. I'm lonely." So here I am. So yeah. So I'm guessing this is going to go straight to Tristan. What did you guys use before SL?
SL, Shenron's Lair?
Shenron's Lair, I'd assume, yeah.
Yeah. I wasn't too much present on all the deck building websites, but I did have an account there. I believe I had an account for almost all the sites just to check them out. I think Ray and I
Checking out the comp.
Well, back then it wasn't really. I
Ooh.
think Ray, you and I, we settled on Shenrons. I think I'm not even sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Long ago.
Yeah, first we used DBS decks.
Mhm.
And then we went mainly to Shenron layer. And then, yeah.
And then you made
Yeah,
made the Deckplanet. What about you? What about you, Tom and Johnny?
I mean, when I started, I only knew of DBS decks. I saw everybody playing on using Shenron's Lair, but I preferred DBS decks at the time. But then Apex decks came around. I was like, all right, Apex decks is good. I like Apex decks. So I stuck with Apex decks until the creator kind of gave up with it. And then I just kind of bit my tongue and carried on with. Well, I went to Shenron's Lair actually, and then that went down as well. But by that point, Deckplanet existed, so all is well.
What about you, Johnny?
Yeah, I was. I've been in since set 2, so I think I used DBS decks for about a set, and then moved on to Shenron's Lair. And then, right at the sort of infancy of the site, Tom was like, "Hey, there's a new website. It's really, really good." And he was just sending me these lists, and I'm like, "This looks beautiful. What is this website?" And then obviously joined in and rolled on and moved on to the premium deck builder.
Premium deck builder. For me, I only started playing the game at the end of November properly, and that's Deckplanet was the main option to go to. So yeah, that's kind of. I didn't even know any others existed, to be honest. I didn't need to know.
Well, I think at this point, there's just us and DBS decks. I mean, Apex decks kind of gave up on development. We all know Shenron's Lair merged with DBS decks, and there's a French one now as well, right? Top Deck Diffusion.
True, yeah, Top Deck Diffusion.
Yeah.
But it's for French cards only. So it's a pretty decent website, actually. I checked it out.
Yeah,
pretty good.
In France, do they play French cards exclusively, or how does it work?
Yeah, probably.
I think so, yeah.
A bit like Italy. Italy has kind of their own thing going, don't they?
It's the same rule as here, where like we'll predominantly play English, so they'll predominantly play French. But if they have like an English copy of a card, as long as they've got a translation, I don't think it's an issue.
It's fine, yeah. All right, so we'll get on to the next question then. What are each of your pet decks currently? We'll start off with Tom, because he
Pet
seems to
decks
like
currently?
that. Yeah.
I mean, if I had it with me, I'd show it off. Obviously, it's Android 16. Like, there's no question about that. It's been
Android
my pet
16.
deck since release. So, yeah.
You had some success with it recently, if people don't know.
I guess we could say that I've had some success. Coming second at a fest event is good enough for me for now.
Oh, very nice. Yeah, very, very nice. Yeah, I heard you had to beat someone really, really good. Who
He was playing this new deck. He came 7th in the end. Yeah.
Really handsome guy. What about you, Johnny? What's your deck of choice?
I've always been a fan of mill decks. Sorry, most of the decks that I build on the site are mill decks with a variety of funny names. But it's probably Janemba because I just find Cooler a bit too meta dependent, whereas Janemba's always quite good.
Nice. Ray, what about you?
Blue Baby all the way.
Blue Baby for life.
Yeah.
I mean, when I say for life, I mean that's how long each game takes when you play Blue Baby.
No. I'm not a head check player, but Blue Baby all the way, but now most likely going to Blue Bojack and Yellow Trunks.
Blue Bojack seems pretty broken. What about you?
Shout out to Big O Notation.
What about you, Tris?
Who? What about me? Invoker all the way, baby.
Invoker.
So, it's been my favorite deck ever since I got it. To be honest, it's mainly because I own the secret rare. So
So it's just
I can play it.
It's just a flex. Yeah, I see.
Yeah.
But saying that, with the new Android 17, what was your reaction to that card when it appeared?
Yeah.
Screaming like a girl.
You call Ray up, just like.
I jizzed in my pants right at the spot. No, it was really nice to see actually some support coming back. While a lot of people we're kind of screaming for it. We all know it's never going to be a top tier deck again. It doesn't have to be, but it's just a fun archetype. If you're into it, it's fun, right? You like,
Yeah, of
maybe
course,
not
yeah,
for
yeah.
your opponent.
Yeah, it's
But
a hard
it's
deck to
fun.
play against for sure.
Yeah, if it pops, it really pops, and it's fun to see them going back with a nice card, nice looking card. I hope it's not going to be too expensive, but I will definitely pick up a playset.
Here's a little curveball question from me. How do you feel? You know, they're saying about this new anniversary set having 3 SCRs, guaranteed 1 in each box. How would you feel if they put Apex into that box? Would it be a good thing to you, or?
Conflicting feelings. The other one side, I would be like, fuck, man, they took away the value from my secret rare. But to be politically correct, I think it would probably open the deck up to a lot more people.
Is that a good thing though? With how powerful it potentially is. This is what I'm getting at.
Yeah, that's questionable, obviously.
Would it be top 16 all Invoker maybe? Like
at this point, no.
No, I don't think so.
Absolutely not.
It's too dependent on like turn 4 or 5. Of course, with the new Android 17, it does. It can pop a lot sooner, right? And it has, and it's on the leader, so that's a very, very good effect. There are a few cards in the game that negate leader effects or just ignore them. So like I said, it's a bit conflicting, and I don't think the value of the actual OG print secret rare will go down that much. I mean,
it's a fantastic, iconic bit of artwork, really, and for collectors on top of playing. Like one of my friends has one, and he doesn't play, and he just loves the look of it. It's like his favorite card.
Exactly. I mean, they reprinted it for the event, right? It's a winner event with a horribly placed stamp, but whatever.
From what I see, the stamps look really nice foiling wise, though. It's like quite pinstripe foiling, so maybe it redeems itself in person. But
yeah, maybe. But yeah, I think it can be a good thing. But
one thing I found with Invoker, I've played it a few times now, and if they stall early, then it's problematic for them generally. Like if they don't get the Tournament of Power out or the Battleground.
Tell me about it.
That's a big issue, you know. But yeah, I mean, hopefully we'll see, because obviously a lot of players are quite passionate about Invoker, so hopefully we see it topping soon, and hopefully I don't play against it, because I'm a yellow player, and it's not a good deck for yellow, that's for sure.
Exactly. I see Evan Glover keeping the spirit alive. So.
Oh yeah, he 3 times a day at least. So
yeah,
the power of positivity over there, definitely. Okay, was there anything? This is to Ray and Triss mainly. Was there anything you had a big disagreement on in regards to the website and how it's, everything?
Not really.
Okay.
No.
All right, moving on. I'm just kidding. Like, no,
because it's like when I have ideas, you're just giving me feedback, and vice versa.
Yeah. So it's just a cohesive unit. There's no.
No.
There haven't been.
No one's ever come out and just been like, I want to change the interface to be just pink and nothing else, so you can't even see the text.
I'll do it. Fuck it. I'm fine here.
Okay, so that's how that's how relaxed we are over here at Deckplanet. Then it's completely agreeable.
Well, maybe I think.
Do you ever disagree on anything regarding the game?
Oh,
I mean that might be more interesting. That can go to everyone.
A 30-minute video or like what?
Leave it at yes. Leave it at yes.
Leave it at yes. That's a whole nother journey.
No, but like back to like disagreement with one another. I think the most maybe from a button layout. Or whatever.
Yeah, just really minor things like aesthetic things. Yeah. Well, that's normal, and everyone wants to have their say on that. But yeah, no, that's a good thing, really. You don't want to put building blocks in the roadblocks in the way of good work, and it's hard enough to keep a site up and running like as is. I'm sure. I wouldn't know myself. It's nothing. It's beyond me.
And beyond the site, I mean, of course, Deckplanet has grown to be more than just a website. Of course, we have some internal meetings about things we do. For example, the YouTube channel or the team. Of course, sometimes discussions arise, but that's healthy. And I'm personally very pleased to see that everybody keeps bouncing off ideas with each other, trying to stay open, right, with an open mind to new ideas and not burn them down together. So I think we're really positive and healthy.
And besides that, like what Trish is saying, it's also if one is irritating with one another, it's like we always speak it out with one another.
Yeah,
it's nothing is it's keep hanging like with irritations or whatever. It's
I mean, a 17-year friendship will definitely allow that kind of brotherhood to happen.
No, but also with Tom or with Johnny, if something is up, I'm always speaking my mind.
Yeah, I mean,
they always know exactly how I'm feeling or how I'm thinking about stuff.
It's the best way to go, really, especially when you're not meeting in person often.
Not yet.
You know.
Not yet.
All right, so this is a general question. I put it to Ray because we were actually chatting a little bit about this just before. Did you play any other big games before this, or do you play any other sort of games on the side currently? Other than DBS,
you mean like video games or
board games or
board games? Warhammer 40k.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, we were chatting about it before.
No, Warhammer 40k. Like since a couple months.
Nice.
And besides that, I'm also doing sim racing because you can see like the whole steering wheel and everything.
Oh, nice.
So that's also a hobby of mine. But mainly at this point, it's 40k because of Trish. So
Trish,
I tend to drag Ray into my my hobbies. And like, you
Nice.
can have a look at this, and he's like, "Oh, that looks good." For example, this Warhammer thing, it started in December or something. I'm like, "Dude, I really want to try this out. It sounds really fun." And then Ray was like, "We can give it a try." And now, like a couple of hundred euros. In the future, like what did we get into, man?
Nice.
Yeah, I don't have enough space for all of my models at this point.
What about you? What about you, Johnny? Any other games, or are you a strictly DVS man currently?
I mean, I'm a traditional Warhammer man.
No 40,000, just the
no. I don't want
orcs
guns.
and giants.
I want swords and shields like a real man.
Yeah,
Elves.
This is heresy.
I played Warhammer actually when I was a lot younger, and I played the original Warhammer as well. At the Games Workshop, the guys. I feel like back then I didn't know what was going on really. I was so young. I was maybe like 12 years old, but I realise now that they put me as giants in the community games, and they'd have me like kill people's stuff without me really knowing what was going on. You know, the Games Workshop guys.
Just roll this dice. It's all 20s.
Yeah, exactly. So I'd roll a dice, and then I'd just take out some guy's whole squadron of archers, and they'd be raging out because it'd be like some 12-year-old kid that doesn't know what's going on. And the Games Workshop guys would just be laughing at them, and I never knew why everyone hated on me for being, you know.
I like to imagine that you were always like the height that you are, so you were a 12-year-old who was just really tall, and they were like, I know what you need, giants.
But no, yeah, I mean, I thought that the community was really good in Games Workshop. I'm guessing that's where you guys would have played as well initially, or
I can't remember. I've got a group of friends who play locally, and they've invited me down a couple of times, and it just seems like I know that they're a really wholesome bunch, so it's just another thing for us to do when we hang out together.
I think the last thing I'll say about this is me and Ray, we've experienced a lot of communities. The Naruto CCG, back when it was still alive, rest in peace. Good community. It was somewhat okay, but the Yu-Gi-Oh!, the Pokemon, the Dragon Ball community, it's fun, but there's a lot of issues within the mentality of the community.
Of course,
so far, I've not come across any of those issues within the Warhammer community. Even though I'm still new, but I'm very active in a couple of Discord servers and some Reddit channels, and it seems like there's a lot of positivity going on there. There's no, even if you painted a little model and it looks crap, nobody's gonna say to you, your model is shit, because it's your model. You
it's-
painted it. It's the rule of cool. They always say we have the rule of cool. It's whatever you think is cool is great, man. Don't let anyone else tell you otherwise. And I think that's completely different in Dragon Ball, but it's a different kind of game. So
yeah, Dragon Ball's. I mean, as a newer player of Dragon Ball, it's hyper competitive. It feels a bit like a video game mentality a lot of the time. Like people are here to win, and that's it.
Legends mentality.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Thought.
League of Legends. Actually, I've heard Tom's a massive fan of League of Legends and has a very polite persona when he's playing.
I am a very vocal player playing League of Legends. I'll put it like that. But I think the reason in this game, at least, I know quite a few players who I know personally and who I see on the Facebook pages. They have backgrounds in Yu-Gi-Oh, so I can't say I'm too surprised at the mentality that some people have.
Okay, so is that where a lot of the player base comes from in, say, the US and stuff as well? Or
I know a couple of people personally in the US who have backgrounds in Yu-Gi-Oh more than any other card game. Yeah.
For people who don't know, like me actually, Yu-Gi-Oh is a more complicated game than Dragon Ball. Or
Yu-Gi-Oh is very from what I've gathered, it's very OTK, and if you don't draw what you want in the first turn, you just lose.
Oh,
and
okay.
There's a lot of games that are decided by do you have a particular? If you have a hand trapper is a big thing. Nobody plays spell and trap cards face down. They just hand trap. If you have a hand trap turn 1 and your opponent does something and you hand trap it, they just lose.
Okay, I mean that sounds really not fun.
It's like a deck full of baby hatches, basically.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Wonderful.
Yeah.
All right. So
the core of the game
that is like. Oh yeah, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. So the core of Yu-Gi-Oh is not really complicated, but like Johnny said, the economy made it really toxic, basically. Power crept, power cut. Then again, it's a game that's been out for what is it now, 20, 25 years?
25.
Yeah, so for what I've seen, and I haven't played at all, it's a different community for a different game.
Okay. Yeah, and just for me to answer, I've lately been playing Elden Ring. Really fun game.
Nice.
I'm on the end boss, and it's hard, but I'll get there.
End boss, like the final boss.
Not the secret final boss, but the final, the Elden Lord, or the Elden Beast. Sorry, is proving difficult. Yeah. It's a bit of a frustrating one, but
just roll.
Fun game.
You'll win by fatigue.
Yeah, I mean, I keep trying. It's been 700 times. No, not really. I only got there the other day, but let's move on from this. This one's to Triss. How helpful are the patrons? And this is the last question from Discord before we move on to the questionnaire.
Yeah, immensely. We haven't said it enough. I think everybody who has somewhat knowledge about doing website stuff knows that hosting a website can become quite expensive. Like setting up a very basic personal portfolio is nothing, right? That's like $5 a month. But the problem with having a bigger site with a lot of traffic, a lot of users, which we do, right? Loading a lot of images, a lot of requests on the site, like searching cards, takes a lot of processing power for servers. So those costs rise really quickly. We saw a very quick rise in costs, and I'm very happy that a lot of the team members contribute as well financially, but that wasn't enough. So we're really happy to see that a lot of people have really committed to becoming a patron, some for about a year now. So
wow.
We will definitely do a shout out to them soon.
Yeah, I mean,
we're also doing something more Patreon, but maybe at the end of the video we can do a little shout out to that. But yeah, it's an immense help, and I think we will need more in the future, because as the user base keeps growing, so does the server traffic, and the costs will rise. So yeah,
I'm sure the community will come together to support such a great tool. You know, it's very simple to use, even for someone that has never played the game. For me, it was a massive help in kind of understanding, not only looking at other people's lists, but to be able to create your own, and kind of just understand the cards before you play them, because that's a big part of the game is reading your cards. A lot of people, me included, fail to read the cards properly. So. But...
Yeah, it's a great of you to say that, because that's the goal, right? We wanted to create a website that's user friendly, that helps people achieve their goals, not just be a single card database website, right? You can do that. Everyone can do that.
Yeah.
That's what I believe. But we've really tried to make it special, to have the features that are on the site be of actual value to people. Because of course we could copy Shenron's Lair and all the other. Of course we can. Should we? Right? That's the question. And also, last thing, as quick sales pitch for those people who are not patrons but do want to donate, you can actually donate via PayPal as well. We have a PayPal donation button in the menu bar on the website, or in the link down below.
The Patreon link is below me, so.
Yeah, exactly. Because I've heard people saying, oh, I want to donate, but I don't have a Patreon account, don't want to go through the hassle. You can with the PayPal link.
And like Tris said, the money generally goes into running the website and keeping it up and running. So
it's not for my personal wallet, no.
You're not going to fill that cabinet behind him with more Warhammer figures.
Johnny's or for Tom. No, it's
No, he does other things for that money. But anyway, moving on. Right. So we're going on to the questionnaire. So we'll start off with Philippe Santana. This one's for you, Tris. First of all, congratulations for the great work. You started out as one more site to build deck lists, and today you have become the best and most complete site in the category, including a Twitch and YouTube channel. What other projects can we expect from the Deckplanet team?
Well,
and that comes all the way from Brazil as well.
Ooh, nice. All the way from Brazil. So we have
for
users
question
there
one.
as well. That's pretty cool. What other new features are coming? We have something coming up that's gonna really help. How do you say this? Improve the way.
Revolutionize.
Well, yeah, maybe you could say the way you search
be
for
dramatic.
cards and all that stuff. So that's gonna come up real soon. But in the future, oh man, we have a lot of projects. We want to do events. We want to do, but that's without regarding the website. Do events, more YouTube content in general. But for the website, we have a lot of ideas. But we need to structure them clearly because we need to be able to deal with all the technological aspects.
Yeah, of course. And the website obviously has to be the priority because that's the main thing about it. But maybe we can delve into some kind of content. What kind of content are you working on, Johnny, for YouTube?
The big one that I'm putting most of my time into is we're coming up with the idea of like an online rulebook or like a Q&A video series. So when somebody says, do I have to pay 2 to play Toa, or does After Image make my leader red, we can just link them to the video, and the video will be like a few minutes, maybe 2-3 minutes tops. And it just really clearly explains how things work, explains like the misconceptions.
Basically, a frequently asked questions answered, as well as exact ruling on how the keyword skills work. Correct.
Exactly. So then, rather than have to delve through the rulebook, which, let's be really honest, is not easy to read.
Oh no, it's amazingly long.
You can just send them a video, and they can watch it, and after 3 minutes, they'll know what they need to know.
Yeah, and I mean, I think it's a good source to have sort of impartial rules, because there's a lot of time people will argue about rules, but if it's just there for someone to be like, check this video, and then it's like it's all there set in stone, then there's no argument really, is there? Unless they start saying, well, Deckplanet's wrong.
I am fully prepared.
Which may well happen.
Storm come my way.
That will happen, absolutely.
Tom, do you have any ideas for any upcoming content?
Marbles.
No, not marbles. I don't know.
I am going to animate marbles around you as you're talking now, by the way.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, sure. King of Marbles, crown as well. Honestly, no. I don't have any ideas. I just kind of turn the stream on when we have a competition or a locals or a card
that's
match
true.
Or whatever.
You've been streaming pretty much every time you play. You've been working on the cell deck as well, haven't you? So
yeah. If I can get some more fleshed out ideas with the cell deck, We could definitely make some.
Yeah, because I think there's a lot.
New
I think
cell
there's,
deck.
there's a lot of interest in that because obviously
New.
one of your previous heartfelt decks was banned recently, and this is kind of its successor, let's say, as that's one of his main abilities.
Yes. Amazing. Perfect. Yes.
Yeah.
Love that.
So-
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
DBS Pun Planet.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We'll see what we can do with that.
What about you, Ray? You got any content in mind? You got anything that you want to be doing?
Playtesting maybe. Anything else is like it's up to Johnny. Johnny is our
Johnny's the man,
main content man.
the content daddy.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll get on to the next question. This is just a nice comment from Raphael. He says, I don't have a question, but I wanted to take the chance to let the team know that you're doing an excellent job, and I wanted to thank you for your consistent hard work. Thank you.
Thank you.
What a lovely person. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Scrub Games with a very interesting question. When are we going to get the cube option for deck type when deck building?
Never.
No.
Sorry, Scrub.
Unlucky.
No, we might maybe in the future if it gets
Yeah,
Tom
if
does
more than,
Don't,
if more
don't
than
give
three
him
people
false
play it-
hope.
If more than 3 people play it, we'll put it in.
sure.
No,
Yeah.
what have you done?
If it's become a Bandai official category,
Yes.
then we're gonna
Perfect.
implement it.
Perfect.
There we go. There's the disclaimer. So, from the Knock Mess Lonster, I got it right this time. They asked for a loan, but we'll skip that. Which deck has been created the most on
Let me check.
Deckplanet? So, which has the most? I guess.
Fused?
No, which deck has been created the most?
So, like, what leader has been?
Yeah, which
what
leader
what
has
leader
been
has the most
made?
decks?
Yeah, made the most.
That's a good question.
That's an interesting idea for a new website feature.
Yeah.
Yeah, because at
Thank
this
you.
point,
We'll steal that. I don't know. Can we see that in the back end or anything?
There's no like ranking system of like first place
Only
Soul
for-
Striker 7 million decks.
I mean, we've got the popular decks widget, so we can see which deck has the most views, but we can't see which.
Yeah, that's
I don't think there's a way
the
to see
question
which deck.
elaborates to which deck has the most views as well.
Well,
So-
the one that has the most views is Red
Nappa.
Green Nappa, isn't it?
yeah, the
Yes,
Red
it
Nappa one.
is.
Red Nappa. Very.
Closely followed
Yeah.
by Long Odds Goku.
Yeah.
Is there any reason for Red Nappa being it?
I wish I could tell you.
No.
I think it's one of those things where, like,
Is it top of the
because
Google
it got
search when you put
views,
Deckplanet in or
people
something?
clicking on it, which meant that it got more views, which meant that more people clicked on it.
Yeah.
Possibly, yeah. I mean, I guess we'll take a second to shout out Gotenks, G-O-A-T, Enks. That
Gotenks,
seems
oh,
to
yeah,
have gone. Yeah, the Goat Eggs. Yeah, I don't know where that's gone. That was up at the
Gone
top
but not
for a
forgotten.
while.
But yeah, so
I love.
you heard it here first, guys. We're going to have a ranking system for which deck has been made the most coming soon.
We'll just have like a
Perhaps.
little tracker. For,
Yeah.
We'll see what we
Yeah.
can get.
Maybe a widget, something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Maybe under popular cards.
On Tom,
Question.
crack on.
Okay, so the next one is who is your favorite content creator? And I'll start off with Triss.
I think Espira because he plays a lot of Invoker. So
Oh, there
shout
we
out to
go.
you, George.
Ray, what about you?
Can I get 2?
Yeah, of course. But you
Aspera
name your
and
favorite
Stage
one
Zero.
first.
Aspera and Stage 0.
There you go. I believe Aspera is part of Stage 0, isn't he? As well.
Yeah, well, Android.
Yeah.
The channel used to be called Android. So Brian's.
What about
videos.
you, Tom? Who's your fave?
Oh, all the content creators are just fantastic, aren't they?
Yeah.
No, I mean
They really are. They really are. But who's your
it's-
favorite?
It's for me. It's a toss up between Stage 0 and Crossworlds. I think.
Okay.
Good one.
What about you, Johnny?
So I do feel like I wave the flag for Heriberto consistently. You might have blocked me on Facebook, but no, in all seriousness, it's
Yeah.
probably Big O, because he's a really close personal friend of mine, and he's a really, really like lovely guy. And his content's like it's good content. He puts a lot of time and effort into it.
He needs to put some more effort into his Discord connection, but yeah, great, great content. I do watch.
You can't have everything.
What about you, Josh?
Who's my favorite?
DBS Deckplanet.
I don't know actually. I mean, I watched quite a lot of stuff when I first started off. I don't know. UniX Chris was very nice. He was very nice to me, and he's really like passionate about a lot of things. So he actually encouraged me in personal messages as well when I was asking about some of his videos. Very like when I was really early on. So yeah, I'll just shout out to him because he probably doesn't remember, but he sent me a message to help me with a deck when I first started. So, but yeah, I mean, I like a lot of the content creators. I like watching Aspira stream and stuff. You know, he's got great quality, and he's he's a very what you see, what you get kind of guy, really. Speaking of which, I'm not sure who these questions were from, but he did have some others, which I'm gonna lead out to you. Which color do you primarily play, Tom? We'll start with you.
Me, in a general sense, I primarily play green. That is definitely my color.
Boo. What about you, Johnny?
I've always played blue, but it's hard to say between blue or red. I'll probably say blue.
What about you, Tris? What's your favorite?
My favorite, I think red. That's what I play mainly.
Uh-huh.
I am venturing out into different colors now. Bought all the staples for yellow and green
Yellow's
as well.
yeah, nice. Yellow's my favorite for sure. What about you, Ray?
Mainly blue.
Mainly blue. I actually really love yellow blue. Like, I've only played the one deck, the Zamasu deck, but I found it really just fun. It's like seems a very nice combination of colors. But yeah, so we'll move on to the next question from the person who said, "Don't worry about it." How would you change organized play? And I'll send that one to Tom.
Yeah, I mean, I think the main thing, obviously, the last card market that there was best of one, no pre-side. So if they haven't already decided to, they absolutely have to make sure. Well, they should abolish no pre-side. Basically, it should either be best of 3 or best of 1 with a pre-side.
Yeah,
because sideboard is
governing a best of 1 with a pre-side might be quite difficult in webcam format. Maybe.
I don't think it's too bad. I think all you need to do is spread your 15 cards out on the camera as your opponents join in. Don't reveal leaders. Make sure that the sideboard's on the camera. Reveal the leader. Sideboard, there you go. You know, nobody's pinching any blue hair off screen or whatever.
Yeah, you'd probably have to keep the sideboard on camera during the game as well, right?
Exactly,
just so there's no funny business there.
And just count it out, make sure there's 15 cards in the sideboard once you've sided. But that's the main thing for me, is just making sure that sideboard exists, because best of 1 without it is just a dice roll on the most part. And sideboard is just a really good skill. I think that's one of the things that separates alright players from actually good players, being able to know what to take into each matchup, how your deck beats that matchup with the tech that you've sided in, and what you're going to put in it, like making sure that what you put in actually matters.
Okay, so this one goes to Tristan. Where do you see Deckplanet expanding to in the near to long-term future?
Expanding, as in... Well, expansion is a big word, obviously. But...
Yeah, I mean, it's quite a general question, I guess. Like, I guess what, the current expansion is adding the YouTube channel, and do you see it going further, like maybe with a application, for example?
Go on. I would love to actually work on. I've had this question many times. personal as well. I would love to work on an online game client. I would definitely.
Oh wow, yeah, very nice.
And I think I'm capable of it, but I would require more help with that.
Yeah, that's.
Because I don't have the time for it.
So basically, because I'll be honest, I'm not trying to badmouth any websites or anything. I tried playing Untap and it just wasn't for me. I would really love for something like similar to what Magic the Gathering and Pokemon have for. I mean, I think it would help the game grow personally.
Yeah, I agree. I do not. Well, let's put it like this: if there is ever going to be an online client for DBS card game made by Deckplanet team, it would be something similar to Untap, looking at the technology, but probably with a better user interface and with more geared towards the Dragon Ball card game on its own, because Untap is built for like a very general category of card games, right?
Yeah, it's not just Dragon Ball,
yeah,
of course.
So if we would do it, we would probably do it very catered towards Dragon Ball. So with all the interactions that are in the card game in here, like how you deal with turns and doing that.
Mm-hmm.
And lastly, I think I will definitely expand into building a native app, like an iPhone or Android app. I've been tinkering a lot around with it a little bit, getting some great results, but I cannot say when it will launch, if it will launch, but the idea is there.
Very nice, very nice. Okay, so this one goes to Johnny. Why are Espira's food takes always so objectively correct?
Okay, so the person who's asked this is clearly got them the wrong way around. I'm the one with the hot food takes, no pun intended.
Okay.
All respect to Espira, great streamer, great content creator, terrible food critic, and really needs to think about what he's saying. Espira, shepherd's pie is delicious. No discussion.
Shepherd's pie is delicious.
Thank you.
I will support that.
As a Dutchman, what the fuck is a shepherd's pie?
It's basically mincemeat with mashed potato on top, and the mashed potato is kind of oven cooked, so it's like crispy-ish. It's really nice. There's nothing bad about it, really. Meat, potatoes,
nice.
good.
Espira, what the fuck are you thinking?
Well, what was it that Espira put in it? Was it ketchup?
Ketchup's fine to put in with it, really.
Yeah, ketchup. Yeah, no,
I'd do that.
There was, I think it was Pac-Man said he put hot sauce on it. Espira said he put ketchup on it. And
hot sauce is.
It wasn't the fact that they said that, but they said like you wouldn't put gravy on it.
Yeah, questionable.
I mean, gravy is questionable because it's a lot of watery meat as is, but we won't continue talking about watery meats. We'll move on.
we'll move on. It's fine.
So
talking about watery meats.
So this one goes out. I'll fire it at Ray because he hasn't had a question, and we can elaborate further. How do you think Z leaders are going to work?
I hope the same thing like squads or whatever, like what you had in Naruto. You had some squad cards that if you have 2 battle cards, like a fusion, only then from an extra deck.
Oh, interesting. So like a sideboard that you can access later. Like
I hope something like that.
With some kind of. That's interesting. What about you, Tom? What would you speculate either wanting or thinking that it's going to do?
I definitely think, given that it's got that new space, like Ray says, I think it's going to be sort of an extra deck sort of thing, like accessible throughout the game. You don't necessarily need to draw into it. And I can imagine it more like an evolve type for your leader. So once you meet certain conditions, maybe an energy amount or battle cards in play or life amount, whatever, you can then evolve your leader into this
like a third form.
Yeah.
After
basically.
Awakening. I mean that's kind of where I'm at with what I'm thinking it would be, is like a third form, like like on 2 or 1 life or something. You just get. Yeah, I mean maybe even a generic. Make it more generic. So like if your leader is red, it gets 5k power for the rest of the game, or something like that.
Yeah, it'd have to be incredibly busted. It'd have to be incredibly busted to sell the product.
I'm sure it will be. Yeah. So, and that's actually not next set, but the set after is when this will be coming out. So summertime basically, which is nice. There'll be a little break in between the next set for once, I guess. Like a month or so. What about you, Johnny? What do you speculate?
I'd like them to look at it from like a character point of view rather than like a color point of view.
Mm-hmm.
So make all Vegetas have a Z option, or like a few Z options, or make like all Gokus have a Z option, because I think it would be really cool to go from playing like a mono red deck to a mono blue deck.
Or switching the whole deck completely.
Especially if it had like a treat all of your red cards as if they were blue.
Yeah, that could be interesting. What about you, Tris?
Broken, probably.
It's got to be broken. We know that much.
I want what Ray said. So basically, like an extra deck with extra kind of fusion sort of thing. But I'm expecting it's gonna be more in line of what you guys are thinking. Just have an extra card. Maybe a once per game only, right? It's a special thing that you can use only once per game. And after that, your leader is maybe severely limited after that. Maybe it gets a minus 5k for 2 turns, something like that. Like in the anime, right? They power up really bad, like a Kaioken, but after that, they're like, fuck, help.
Yeah, it's just...
I have no power left.
Yeah,
maybe
exactly.
I don't know.
So, my hope for it, I can't speculate exactly on what's going to happen. I just hope that it, the integrity of all the cards that are out now is kept, if you know what I mean. So they don't obsolete too much, because obviously a lot of players are very invested into their decks that they already have. Like, what I'm hoping is that it seamlessly comes in and just creates a new dynamic within what we already have, rather than, completely breaking, getting rid of a bunch of cards, which people enjoy playing already. I mean, that's my hope, that they just don't affect the game too much, but make it more enjoyable. And it is a hard game, like as we all know, and as a newer player, I found it very hard at first to play because everyone's very competitive. But I guess if this can, what I hope is it keeps the competitive nature that it has, but this new thing doesn't make it so like people can just randomly win for no reason, because the game being skill based is what attracted me to it more,
So there's gonna be an SCR Z leader with Victory Strike, is what you're saying?
Well, yeah.
It comes out for 1 energy.
Oh, yeah, I just hope they don't water down the game with it.
Yeah.
So, what inspired you to start all this, Tristan?
Well, it's at this point it's a known story that I started this as a bit of a hobby project during the holiday of 2020, so like the December holidays. There was a lockdown here in the Netherlands, so none of us were allowed to basically go outside, and I was like, I need something to do. Had a look at all the websites, and I thought maybe I can build something for my own, right? It's after all my job to develop websites and online stuff.
That actually links to the next question from Jake, which is, what is your background in training to get you to put this together? So you can elaborate on that. The initial question was also from Mario, so thank you for that, Mario. But yeah, go ahead.
So that's basically the whole idea. I started to build, kind of hack around with it to see what I could come up with. And I presented it to Ray. I said, "Yo, I'm building this. What do you think?" And he was like, "Well, it looks really nice. Are you gonna launch?" And at first, I was a bit hesitant. I'm like, "Nah, maybe I want to keep it for myself, for me and my friends, right?" But then we launched, and the rest is history, as they say.
10,000 users later, and here we are.
Here we are.
Yeah.
And in relation to the next question, what kind of background does it take? I'm a full stack developer, and for those who do not know what that means, is you have basically 2 types of specialities. You have back-end development, which deals more with like the database part of applications, like how to work with databases, how to connect to them, and how to send out data properly to the website itself. And you have front-end developers, and front-end developers is basically what you see on the website, so how it moves, how it interacts, how it looks, and how to process all the data. And I've been trained in doing both, and I think that's the most important aspect that allowed me to create this website. If I were only one of the 2, I would probably not be able to do this.
Yeah, so you're basically multitasking, multi-talented. Excellent.
Yeah, it's a lot of multidisciplinary work, basically. And now that Tom has also joined, and he is also a developer as well, so he's been able to help me out with a lot of new ideas. The whole pricing feature that we introduced a month or two ago was completely Tom's
There you go.
idea and the effort. So
Not
really
just a
thank
pretty
you for it.
face.
It's really
All right.
nice.
So, next question. This is an interesting one from Takara. How long until Deckplanet will start tournament organizing official Bandai events? Let's go! Judge
Soon,
Perks.
Official TO events? How would we see that?
I don't know. It's just a question. People are asking the question when, because could we facilitate an official Bandai webcam event online?
So, in other words, be who Card Market are at the minute.
Oh, I guess, yeah.
Regional tier is,
Yeah.
I think, what he's alluded to.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't
Maybe in the future.
maybe.
That'd be nice. That would be nice. It'd probably be a lot of stress, as I can imagine. I can only imagine how much stress Danilo goes through running those things.
So
But yeah, I mean, well, we've run at least one event before, right? A fight night, right? Just
yeah.
a nice
So it's
little casual.
Yeah, that was easy and fun to run.
so it's not
Yes, I
it's
had
not
a
an
fantastic
impossibility.
Well, it's up to Bandai, really, isn't it? Like, you have to get into
course.
contact with Bandai.
Yeah, maybe we'll
Get tight.
Ray, our liaison manager, will get us in
Yeah.
with the Bandai boys.
Reel the big fish in.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's what I said. Maybe in the future.
So this next one is from the CEO of Deborah. Deborah question mark?
I did see him ask this one in the Hermit style.
I've played against Deborah, the
Yeah.
new aggro one. I was playing
we think.
I was playing Xeno Trunks.
Mhm.
As far as I understand, that's a aggro deck.
Yeah.
I finished the game turn 6 with 8 life.
Oh my god,
So
that's absurd.
I think that says it all, really. Not the best deck.
It's just this. I mean, I'll speak on CEO of Deborah's behalf here. He believes that is a very strong aggro deck and has a lot of potential. So keep your eyes peeled, and you'll be topping soon with it. I don't know. I see him in Hermit style chatting a lot of shit like that. So maybe prove us wrong. Prove us wrong, CEO.
Okay, we have a few more questions here. Only like 4, and then we'll do some final thoughts.
Cool.
Do you intend to develop a versus AI system to test out decks? That sounds pretty complicated.
Ooh, that sounds like a lot of sleepless nights and headaches.
I mean, the game's so complex. Surely that would be just
yes.
an absolute nightmare
I
because of the
think-
amount of interaction there is.
Yeah, I think what they're referring to is the kind of the system that you have, for example, with some of the Yu-Gi-Oh apps that are out there, or the Magic. That what they
The Dragon Ball does have an app, but yeah, you shouldn't go to that. I went to that first, and I was like, "This isn't
Bit
how I play
outdated.
this game." I don't think.
Yeah, bit outdated.
Yeah.
So short answer, no, probably not.
No, that's
that would
that's
take
bad.
a massive amount of budget and development team and effort.
Machine learning. all
Machine learning
sorts.
to develop. Only a company like Bandai or Konami or Wizards of the Coast could do something like that. That's out of my reach and ours as a team.
Okay. This question actually is to Sam, who can't be with us. We'll do a quick shout out for Sam and Anthony that aren't here. They're two team members. They were here before, but someone messed up entirely. And
I just can't believe that Tom didn't have his mic turned on.
Imagine.
It was
yeah.
all. I mean, cannot work in these conditions, but I am anyway. But yeah, no. But yeah, unfortunately they're not here. So, but lovely guys. But yeah, this one's to him. Maybe you can answer on his behalf, guys. Why are all your decks called such weird things?
Jank.
Like
It's
what the
part of the
hell
fun.
is weenie?
part of the fun for me is yeah, Tom's gone. Oh, he's back.
Who DDoSed me? Somebody DDoSed me on that question, and I'm not happy about it.
It's so good.
Perfect
Oh my goodness
timing.
me!
Perfect.
I just
Keep
appeared.
that
I just appeared for a second time on the screen as well. That was very
in.
strange.
Keep that on. Keep that in. That's fine.
Yeah. We've got 3 questions left. What architecture is Deckplanet using, and will it switch to a different architecture?
It's completely built in JavaScript, which is a programming language. Some call it a scripting language, but nowadays it's much more than that. Without getting too technical, both the front end and the back end are built in JavaScript. The database is a SQL database. And it is built with Next.js, which is a server-side React framework for creating dynamic user interfaces and all that jazz. And a lot of cool plugins and cool technical things. If people are genuinely interested in the more technical aspects of building stuff like this, let us know. Maybe we can do a video on it. I can do a little show and tell together with Tom.
Be interesting.
It'd be pretty interesting.
Yeah.
But in general, it's cool, a new modern tech that we're using.
Okay, thanks for the question, Anthony Jackson.
The question is there anything the community of Deckplanet can do to speed up the creation of a game like Untap instead of reaching the fixed goal? Probably referring to the Patreon goal. If the game will be graphically like Deckplanet, will be amazing. Personally, don't mind paying for it if needed. Well, that's nice to hear.
Oh.
What can you do as a community? Become a patron. That's always the first thing you can do to help us, because if we have more money, we're able to invest in more technology, because tech costs money.
And we're not made of it.
Yeah, I'm not made of it. Neither one. No one here is. So become a patron. Donate. Send us ideas. That's always cool. And we'll see what we can achieve in the future. And also, if you are a developer that is experienced with our tech stack that we've mentioned, please do contact us. Let us know. We've had a couple of people contact us already, but most people don't actually have the time to dedicate time into Deckplanet, because it's probably more than just an hour a week that you should be spending on the site.
And yeah, I mean, just to add as well, like, spread the word about the website to friends, new players, and explain that things can grow with Patreons and stuff, and it's not just a money grab. Like, it's literally for developing ideas for the community. So it's definitely a great initiative. So like we've said before, just below me, patreon.com/dbsdeckplanet. Go there and 10,000 users, amazing. So now's the time to put your hands in your pockets if you've been making your decks.
If you all donated just £1, and we could rent a flat for 3 days and film so much content.
All right, so that is actually it with the community questions, guys. So just I want to say congratulations to all of you for all your hard work, and I'm really pleased to be part of the team now. Any final thoughts from you guys? What about you, Tom?
Thank you, everybody who asked a question. Continue to use the site, continue to support us, and we'll keep bringing you the good stuff. Yeah,
give us some more views on the YouTube.
Yes.
What about you, Johnny?
For more awesome videos.
I was going to say, very similar vein to Tom. Obviously, thanks everybody who supported us so far. I know that sort of seeing the feedback from the community and it being so positive is definitely helping motivate me to do things. Obviously, support us on all the different social medias, and if you've got any ideas, please tell us, because it's a community thing. We want to make sure that the things that you want from a deck building, or from a website, or from any sort of community standpoint are put forward. So any ideas, shoot them our way.
Yeah, I mean, and like you saw from this video earlier, there was a little idea that came up with a ranking system for the decks with the most, and it's been taken on board simply from a question, guys. So don't hesitate to reach out if you have ideas. What about you, Ray?
Check out the roadmap as well. check out the roadmap as well, because we have a lot of similar requests coming in, and we try to bundle them all together in a single.
Where can the roadmap be viewed?
It's on the website. If you go in the nav bar, the navigation bar, there's a tab called Roadmap above the logout button. If you go there, you'll see a nice, what is it? A sprint board of all kinds of tickets and feature suggestions. It's a little bit overdue on an update. I need to work through it a little bit, but we try to keep that as up to date as possible with a lot of feature requests, because we can't please everyone, right? So we have to make choices sometimes, especially with what was it again, the search engine thing. That was a big topic for debate. So we are very open to suggestions, but we try to bundle them together and see what's technologically possible.
Yeah, I mean, generally the feedback seems fantastic from the community. Like, there's people pointing out errors and stuff, and obviously that's great help. You know, it saves you having to sift through things, and people are quite finicky in this community, but it can work in our favors sometimes. You know, so what about you, Ray?
Well, I want to do a shout out to all our partners for all the content, and they're also using our website. Also a shout out to the Team Deckplanet team, not only us guys, but also from a team from Canada and the US. We also have 2 teams over there.
Oh yeah.
And Team Berserk and Team TCG Metals, also all part of Team Deckplanet. So big shout out to them. And just keep up the good work for everybody.
And again, the other guys in Team Deckplanet Europe that can't be here because of me, Sam and Anthony.
Yeah.
Legends. So thanks again, guys. If you made it all the way this far, we've been nattering for an hour now. So it's been a fantastic video, and thanks for all the questions. A lot more content to come soon. So hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And any final thoughts, guys, or just say bye, I guess. And thank you for watching, guys. And
thanks everyone.
Thank you.